The Cincinnati Bengals are playing a dangerous game with their future right now. The risk of wasting another prime year is looming over the city like a dark cloud. One massive name has already changed everything, and that man is Dexter Lawrence. Trading for him was a shock to the system, but the real danger lies in what comes next. If the front office doesn't follow through on this momentum, this whole season could collapse before it even starts. Joe Burrow recently sat down and told everyone exactly what he expects from this team. He said being aggressive is of paramount importance if we want to win. Now, the news is breaking that the Bengals are finally listening. For years, this team has been quiet. They stayed away from big trades and kept their draft picks like they were made of gold. But everything shifted when they brought in the superstar defensive tackle, Dexter Lawrence just this week. Insiders are now saying this trade is just the beginning of a much bigger plan. We have heard from reliable sources that the front office is preparing to be even more aggressive during the upcoming draft. This is a massive change for a team that has not moved up or down in the draft for 3 long years. They usually just sit and wait, but those days of waiting are over. If this really happens, everything changes for us. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next update. The team has missed the playoffs for 3 straight seasons. That is unacceptable for a team with this much talent. They have already added big names to the defense like Jonathan Allen and Boy Mafe. But adding a monster like Lawrence was the signal that they are tired of losing. The plan is simple. Keep building until there are no weaknesses left. Burrow made it clear that we have to identify where we are weak and fix it immediately. The Bengals have 7 picks in the draft, but they might not stay where they are. We are hearing they might move down in the second round to get more picks. Or they might use their late picks to jump up and grab a player they love. This is the kind of aggressive energy fans have been begging for. We have needs at linebacker, cornerback, and even wide receiver. The room behind our stars is unproven and thin. We need more bodies and more talent. The front office knows that if they fail to improve the roster now, the window of winning could shut forever. This is about making a statement to the rest of the league. We are not just participating, we are coming to take what is ours. The draft is going to be a wild ride. Dexter Lawrence is the kind of player who changes the entire geometry of a football field. When he stands in the middle of that defensive line, everything becomes harder for the opponent. We have seen the flashes of greatness from our defense in the past, but this new problem is exactly why the front office is sweating right now. He is a massive human being who demands double teams on every single snap. That pressure is supposed to make life easier for everyone else on the roster. However, the conflict comes from the massive expectations placed on his shoulders. He was brought here to be the missing piece of a championship puzzle. If he doesn't perform at an elite level, the trade looks like a desperate gamble. There is a gap between his potential to dominate and the reality of a defense that has struggled to stop the run for years. The front office spent a lot to get him, and they are feeling the heat. They know that a player of his caliber should be enough to fix the front 4, but the rest of the unit still has holes. The pressure on him is immense because he is the symbol of this new, aggressive Bengals era. Fans are looking at him as the savior of the defense. But football is a team game, and one man cannot do it alone. The frustration from previous losing seasons is boiling over. We have watched other teams in our division get stronger while we stood still. Now that we have this powerhouse on our side, there are no more excuses. The coaches are working overtime to make sure he fits the scheme perfectly. They want him to be the anchor that allows our edge rushers to fly to the quarterback. But if the secondary can't hold up, all that work in the middle won't matter. This is why the draft strategy is so tied to his arrival. The team needs to find players who can take advantage of the space he creates. The front office is sweating because they have put all their chips on the table. They are betting that he will be the force that pushes them back into the postseason. If he falls short, the entire plan for the defense could crumble. We are watching a high-stakes game of chess where he is the most important piece. This entire situation matters because it is about the direct survival of our season. For the last few years, we have watched the playoffs from our couches. That hurts. It hurts the fans and it hurts the players. Bringing in big names like this is about one thing: winning more games right now. We are tired of hearing about potential or what could happen in the future. We need results on the field this Sunday. If the team continues to be aggressive in the draft, it means they are finally acting like a big market winner. They are identifying the weak spots in the lineup and attacking them with everything they have. This could help them win more games because it creates depth. Think about our offensive line. We have stars, but if one goes down, we are in trouble. We need a swing tackle who can step in without the whole offense falling apart. We need a tight end who can catch a crucial third down pass when the game is on the line. The consequences of failure are too high to ignore. If we don't fix the linebacker position or find another cornerback, the defense will remain a liability. It doesn't matter how many touchdowns we score if we can't stop anyone from scoring on us. The impact of these moves will be felt in every single quarter of every single game. This is about making sure our star quarterback has the support he needs to stay healthy and successful. We cannot afford to waste another year of a legendary career. Every season that passes without a deep playoff run is a missed opportunity that we will never get back. The impact on the city is huge too. A winning team brings energy and pride to Cincinnati. A losing team brings silence and frustration. This is why the draft is so critical. Every pick must be a player who can contribute and help us win. We are looking for guys who are ready to fight from day one. The direct consequence of these decisions will be seen in the win-loss column. Either we build a roster that can compete with the best in the league, or we settle for being average. And in this league, being average is just another way of being a loser. We want more than that. Let's look at the two paths this team can take. The best-case scenario is incredible to think about. If this aggressive draft strategy works, the Bengals become an unstoppable force. Imagine a defense where the new star tackle eats up blocks, allowing our linebackers to run free and make tackles. Imagine an offense with even more weapons that keeps the chains moving and gives the defense a rest. If this works, we are talking about a Super Bowl run. We are talking about a parade through the streets of Cincinnati. The excitement would be at an all-time high, and every move would look like a stroke of genius. But if it fails, the disaster will be total. If we trade away picks, and the players we get don't work out, we have nothing left to build with. We would be stuck with an aging roster and no young talent coming in to help. The worst-case scenario is another losing season where we look back and wonder why we were so reckless. The tension is thick because there is no middle ground. You are either a hero for taking the risk or a fool for failing. The front office is walking a tightrope. One wrong step and everything comes crashing down. Short sentences can barely describe the pressure. The clock is ticking. The fans are waiting. The rivals are watching. If the team moves down in the second round and misses the player they really wanted, the backlash will be immediate. If they use their late picks to move up and that player is a burst, the critics will be loud. Every decision carries the weight of the entire franchise. The emotional tension is real for everyone involved. We want to believe that this new attitude will lead us to glory. We want to see the aggression pay off with big wins and loud cheers. But the fear of the unknown is always there. What if the plan is wrong? What if the players don't fit? This is what makes being a fan so difficult and so exciting at the same time. We are all holding our breath to see which scenario comes true. The difference between success and failure is a very thin line, and the Bengals are standing right on the edge of it. The situation is clear. The Cincinnati Bengals are finally breaking their old habits to chase a championship. The trade for the star tackle was just the first move in a high-stakes game. Now, all eyes are on the draft to see if they will continue this aggressive streak. We need more talent, more depth, and more wins. The dilemma is whether this sudden change in philosophy will lead to a trophy or a total collapse of the roster. Be honest. Would you trust this front office to keep being aggressive after years of playing it safe? It is a tough question for any longtime fan to answer. We want to believe, but history makes us cautious. This is a moment of truth for the organization. If you want to stay on top of every single move this team makes, you need to subscribe and turn on notifications right now. We are going to be here through every pick and every trade. This isn't just a move for today, it's a decision that will define this team for years. The future of Cincinnati football starts right now. Let us know your thoughts below.